This is BNN.
JV-BRUIN News Now is made possible by the generous support of Brown Bottling Group, Capital Ortho, Salamukis Madison, Blue Sky Landscape and Management, and these fine sponsors. Today on the show, one of St. Joe's 7th grader is an aspiring actress with dreams of the big stage. 6th graders make their mark participating in sports activities here at St. Joe. Going to the final regular season football game tonight against Catholic rival St. Al Vicksburg, bring a jacket. Temperatures are expected to drop onto the low 50s by the end of the game. Weather, sports, and all the news are next. JV-BRUIN News Now for Thursday, October 30th, 2025 begins right now. From the BNN headquarters on the campus of St. Joseph Catholic School in Madison, this is Mississippi's middle school news leader, the state's #1 student-produced middle school newscast, JV-BRUIN News Now.
It's Thursday here on the St. Joseph Catholic School campus. I'm Reed Irwin.
And I'm Liza McCarthy. Welcome to the first edition of the 2025 to 2026 year of the JV-BRUIN News Now, the junior version, if you will, of the weekly award-winning high school newscast BRUIN News Now.
It's the first edition this year, but I don't think JV-BNN ever announced that this show was named Mississippi's Middle School Newscast of the Year Spring 2025. The second year in a row this program received that honor.
Obviously, we weren't part of the group that produced the winning newscast. We were still finishing 6th grade at St. Anthony, St. Richard, and Sister Thea Bowman, or other elementary schools.
But we think it's worth pointing out that this year's middle school journalists have a lot of work to do to keep that award here at St. Joe. We believe today's show, the first of 4 planned this year, is a good start.
Leading off today's newscast is a look at a 7th grader here at St. Joe who increased her love of the theater while attending camp the past 2 years at New Stage Theater in Jackson.
JV's BNN, Abigail Baldwin met up with Melanie Gaines in this report.
That's right, Reed and Liza. Melanie Gaines spent her summer on the stage of New Stage, to be exact, acting in the production The Lion King Jr. Melanie had a part in the ensemble at New Stage, playing a zebra in The Lion King Jr. It wasn't the first time Melanie had been involved at New Stage. She worked behind the scenes in the summer 2024 production of Sister Act Jr.
Really what inspired me was seeing other actors on stage, whether on Broadway or when I was performing myself, and their confidence and all of that.
Melanie has always had a love and passion for the theater and acting. She hopes and plans to audition for the spring musical on campus.
So far in New Stage Theater, I've done Lion King Jr. and Sister Act Jr., and I also played in The Nutcracker.
Melanie's mom says she enjoys watching her daughter perform, and she is her biggest supporter.
This year, Zeron Mingo, which is the educational director, he pulled me to the side and said, "Oh, Melanie Claire has blossomed. This year, Melanie tried out. She knew her lines, she knew the dances, and she just killed it." So we have been super excited with Melanie Claire being involved with New Stage Summer Broadway Camp show.
Mrs. Leslie Harkins, St. Joe's theater teacher, says any work and experience students can gain at New Stage is a huge plus.
I think it's a great opportunity for youths. It's a great theater. I've worked with New Stage professionally as well, and they have a lot to offer, and I think that's exciting that she gets the opportunity.
When she isn't involved with the theater, Melanie can be seen in class at St. Joe and playing trombone in the BRUIN Band. She also enjoys spending time with her friends. Melanie Gaines plans to audition for the spring musical this year. She also plans to return to New Stage this year for another production. For JV-BNN, I'm Abigail Baldwin.
Thanks, Abigail. I hope Melanie has a chance to try out for the St. Joe Spring Musical, and it looks like she already has plans to continue to develop her talent next summer. Good luck.
Speaking of theater, the St. Joe Fall Play, Queens, opens a 3-day, 3-performance run 1 week from today, 7 p.m. Thursday, November 6th. Student performers have been working hard after school rehearsing.
The one-act play finds Britain's King Henry VIII trapped in purgatory, bound to his throne. There, he's forced to relive the sins he committed against his queens over and over again.
Other performances are 7 p.m. Friday, November 7th, and 2 p.m. Saturday, November 8th. Admission is $12, with St. Joe students admitted free. St. Anthony, St. Richard, and Sister Thea Bowman students are also free if they wear their school shirt.
We are in our last week of rehearsals. On Saturday, we move into tech, and then we open next Thursday. So it's really fun to see all of the technical and performance pieces come together for a final product.
On Tuesday, the middle school class staged the Living Rosary in the Fine Arts Theater. 7th and 8th graders led the entire St. Joseph Catholic School student body in praying the Rosary. Each student represented a rosary bead and led prayers. The Rosary is a set of prayers that contemplate several mysteries, meditations on episodes in the life and death of Jesus. Praying a full rosary typically takes about 20 to 30 minutes.
Now that 7th graders have made it through the first 9 weeks in the first academic quarter of the school year, they and all their students find themselves in the last 9 weeks of the first semester. If students do not fare as well in class as they would have liked, they have this quarter to improve in their grades and pass for the first semester. Students who are having trouble in specific classes should approach their teacher for help and then possibly seek tutoring from their teacher or other students.
Halloween is Friday, but students at St. Joe celebrating it one day earlier by participating in the annual Scary for Carrie fundraiser. After attending weekly mass by 9:15 a.m., students will be able to change into Halloween costumes for the rest of the day by donating $5 to the Scary for Carrie fundraiser. All money raised from this all-day event will go to the help covering medical costs of the St. Joe alumna Carrie Maniscalco, who suffers from an undiagnosed illness.
But we started Scary for Carrie in 2007 when I was a 7th grader here. So I always remember doing it and dressing up on Halloween and raising money for her family because I think it was in 2007 when she first got sick. And so the school said, hey, what can we do to help? And then Scary for Carrie, that rhymes and everything. So that's what I remember.
Coming up, Hank Douglas and Cooper Hamilton have the latest in Bruin sports, including a quick look at tonight's big football game.
And Emily Foster has tonight's game day forecast. Don't go away, sports and weather are next.
Hey Bruin sports fans, I'm Hank Douglas.
And I'm Cooper Hamilton. Are you ready for Bruin sports?
We are. Welcome to the Bear Trap. It's senior night on the St. Joe campus and the final regular season game for the Bruin football team. It's been a tough year for the Blue and Gold, who enter tonight's season finale looking for their second win of the year.
For the Bruins to snap a 5-game losing streak, they'll have to defeat Catholic rival St. Al Vicksburg. The Flashes enter tonight's game with a 4-5 record and are fresh off a 24-14 win Friday against Indianola Academy.
The Bruins are coming off a 43-24 loss Friday to Pillow Academy. Tonight's game is the last one this year for the Bruins against Catholic foes. The Bruins fell to Cathedral to open the season on August 22nd, but defeated St. Joe Greenville 2 weeks later.
We've just been working on sharpening our offense, getting the plays down, and getting ready to smash them on defense and make them never want to play football again.
If you can't make tonight's big game, you can watch all the action webcast live right here on the BRUIN News Now YouTube channel. Davis Hammond, the voice of the Bruins, and his sidekicks, Noah Sanders and Charlie Smith, will bring you all of the action live.
Kickoff for tonight's game is 7 p.m. The BNN sports crew will go live on YouTube with their pregame show beginning at 6:30 p.m. tonight. This should be a great one, so don't miss it.
We said earlier, it is senior night tonight. St. Joe will honor our seniors on the football team, the cheer squad, the Spirit Stepper dance team, the Bruin band, and the BRUIN News Now sports beginning at 6:30 p.m. on the Bill Raphael Field.
Don't miss this chance to honor the seniors who have represented our school so well over the years.
To me, senior night means spending the last time with my friends and my family, the sport that I love so much.
Senior night means a lot to me, and I'm really excited to spend my last football game with all my best friends. And I'm going to miss doing it a lot, but I'm excited.
Bruin Cross Country hit the field on Monday for the MAIS State Cross Country Meet. We will have results from that event Friday on the next regular edition of BRUIN News Now.
Also on Friday, BNN Sports will take a look at Bruin football assistant who played on an unusual role with the team this year. BNN's Audrey Young will have that story.
Finally, one thing you might have noticed is a fairly recent trend in sports here at the Joe. This year, as in recent years, saw several 6th graders from our sister elementary schools participate in middle school sports.
JV-BNN's Owen Holcomb has more.
Across the pond at St. Anthony Catholic School, a handful of 5th and 6th graders already are preparing for life at St. Joseph Catholic School. These students have learned a spot on the St. Joe's swim and junior varsity softball teams. Playing middle school sports, even though they are in elementary school, gives them a head start when they officially become Bruins in fall 2026. It's really cool because you can get a lot of tips from them, and they can help you out whenever you're struggling, and they tell you how to get better at the sport. Mr. Charlie Freemeyer, who coaches softball at St. Joe, says he enjoys working with younger students on his team.
I think it's good for them. It's good to see how the older kids react to certain situations, and it's good to go ahead and be a part of the program because they get acclimated to the things we do at an early age so that they can, when they do get here, when they transfer from their elementary school, they have a better idea of how we do things.
6th grader Mary Chifani doesn't play softball, but she does swim, and this year she swam with the Bruin swim team. She plans to continue swimming next year when she becomes a Bruin, just like her 2 older brothers.
It's fun and it's really good.
St. Anthony principal Ann Calger says she is proud to see her students participate in sports at St. Joe.
I think it's a great connection between the 2 schools, and we always want to do things to connect St. Anthony with our St. Joe Bruins, so and it's exciting for us to watch them.
St. Joe athletes Josie Jones and Marie Beecham played sports for the Bruins when they were still at St. Anthony.
I had the opportunity to play soccer my 6th grade year at St. Joe, and it was a really good experience because all the girls were so welcoming and they just took me under their wings immediately, and I got to really form as a player because I was playing a higher skill level, so I had to be more aggressive, and I just was able to develop my skills more.
It helped me with my skill level, my competition level, and then when I came here I knew some of the girls, so it was easier coming here instead of coming to a whole new environment and only knowing people in my grade.
Softball season may have ended, but the lessons here that the 6th graders learned on this field will last for a very long time, especially when they become St. Joe Bruins next fall. This is JV-BNN Sports, and I'm Owen Holcomb.
Thanks, Owen. That's it for Bruin Sports. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hank Douglas.
And I'm Cooper Hamilton. See you tonight at the game.
Go Bruins!
I'm Emily Foster with your football game day forecast. I know it's Thursday, but it's also game day. If you are going to the big game and senior night festivities, look for partly cloudy skies and cool temperatures. At kickoff, look for temps to be around 53 degrees, falling to 48 by the time the game ends. Skies should get partly cloudy with winds light and variable. Don't forget your jacket. For the rest of today, look for a high of 63 and a low of 40 under partly cloudy skies. Sunset today is at 6:13 p.m. Yes, friends, fall weather is here. On Friday, look for a chilly Halloween. Going trick-or-treating, dress warmly before you go begging for candy. High Friday will be 68 with winds out of the west-northwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunrise Friday is 7:18 a.m. and sunset is at 6:12 p.m. On Saturday, All Saints Day, look for the clouds to roll in with a high of 69 and an overnight low of 46. Winds will be light and variable. Sunrise Saturday is 7:19 a.m. with a sunset at 6:11 p.m. One more thing. Remember that daylight savings time will end at Sunday 2 a.m. so you get an extra hour of sleep Sunday morning. Set your clocks back 1 hour before you go to bed Saturday. That's your football game day forecast for JV-BNN. I'm Emily Foster. Now back to Reed Irwin and Liza McCarthy.
Thanks, guys. Should be a great night for football. I'm looking for the Bruins to end the season on a positive note and have something to build on for the next year.
I'll be there and so will you, cheering on the Bruins and hoping for a win. That's it for the first edition of JV BRUIN News Now. Thanks for watching.
Look for the next edition of JV-BNN in December to wrap up the first academic semester. Until then, look for the weekly edition of BRUIN News Now, which should be available on the BNN YouTube channel Friday.
Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the BRUIN News Now channel on YouTube, where you'll find this newscast in an archive of all student-produced programming. I'm Liza McCarthy.
And I'm Reed Irwin. So long, everybody.